Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So we are back with another tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to implement the CSS grid. So in this tutorial we are going to create some of the layouts that will be supported by the mobile and the desktop versions. So without further delay, let's get started. So this is a simple comparison between a CSS grid and a Flexbox. As you can see on the left hand side, you can see there it is a grid, CSS grid. So basically the main difference between Flexbox and the CSS grid is that in a CSS grid you can work with the rows and columns simultaneously. So there are two directions to work in the CSS grid. You can play with the rows as well as the columns based on your requirement, but compared to the Flexbox, you have to just play with the columns or a row at a given point of time. So you are not allowed to work on the both rows and columns in a Flexbox, but here in CSS grid we can play with the both the axes, I mean with the column and rows at the same time. So let's start with the CSS grid. So basically in this tutorial we are going to use this 5 grid specific tag, we can say, to specify our grid structure, but there are number of the different properties available. If you Google CSS grid, or you can find on the different types of properties on the W3 School as well. So there are number of the different properties present, but we are going to use these properties in this tutorial. So let's start with the first implementation. So this first implementation here we are going to create a one mobile device structure which will have you can see here header, navigation, body and footer. It is actually a common pattern in mobile devices. So we are going to create a layout which will be look like this. So in order to create a layout like this, you have to imagine the layout in terms of the grid structure. So here I have specified how we can imagine the structure in terms of grid structure. So you can see here only one column. So I actually never showed the column number here because there is only one column, but you can see here we have the rows because in a mobile devices we have to think in terms of rows. So we have to arrange our content in terms of rows because there is a width of the mobile devices are very you can say limited. So we have to arrange our content in a rows. So basically our focus area for a mobile device is how we can arrange the content in different rows. So here you can see that in CSS grid also we are going to arrange the header, navigation, body and footer with respect to their rows. So I have given a row number here, like in a first row we are going to display headers, in a second row we have to display the navigation, third will be the body and the footer. So so we are going to design the layout based on this requirement. So let's start creating this demo. So for that I have opened my Visual Studio here. So you can see here I have one index.html. It is currently empty, and I have a base CSS just to style our content. So I am going to put this CSS in a description text below, so you can use this CSS. And apart from this I have also installed extension called the live server. So if you are going to create a demo along with this tutorial, so I suggest you to install this live server extension so that you don't have to refresh the page manually. So basically actually what live server did is it actually watch your changes on the source code, and based on the changes it auto refresh the our browser. So you don't have to refresh the browser manually. So let's start with this. Basically I am going to put some default document here. So I press doc and tab, so it will create a default structure for us. I'm going to put the name here. I have just saved those changes. Now we have to put some Google fonts and our styles linking here, which we have created here. So for that I'm going to use a Monster Red font style. So you can use this if you want to, but it is not a compulsion. I'm going to put a link to our styles. Style sheet. So yeah. So basically we need some content to be put in body. So I'm going to paste some content here. So I have just pasted some content in the body. You can see here there is a header, navigation, body and footer, and we have some classes assigned to it. Let me assign one more class that is called border to apply border to our HTML tags. So here we are just creating a DOM structure. We haven't implemented till yet any grid structure yet. So I'm going to save this, and yeah, just right click and click on the live server. So what it does, it will going to open our page on a server called Light server on a port 5500. So you can just refresh this first time. So I have changed this header. If suppose I change the some HTML tag here and save, so you can see it is auto refresh, and we don't have to refresh that manually. So that is the beauty of the live server. So now you can see here we have just pasted some of the content like header, navigation, but we haven't implemented any grid structure. So now we are going to implement a grid structure for that, because we have seen that in our layout, you can see here we have a grid like this. So we need to make this grid to be appear like this. So I'm going to make or added styles so that we can design the layout as per our requirement. So I have put a container here. First we need to say that it should be a grid. So once I save this, it will be refreshed, and in Firefox we have a special grid overview here on a layout section. So it will show you the layout or your layout of a grid structure. So it is one of the best thing in a Firefox, that it will show you the grid structure based on your grid container. So if you can see here, I have put it a grid, so it is showing me different of options. So I have, yeah, so you can see like this, you can see the grid structure yours. So you can see here we have header, body, footer, but still it is not appearing as we have seen, or actually as per our requirement. So I'm going to increase the height of the container. Basically height should be the 80% of the viewport height. I'm saying this. So you can see here it is now consuming the 80% height, but still it is not appearing as we have shown in our requirement. For that we need to tell the container that it is going to have the 4 rows, because we haven't specified the rows structure here. For that I'm going to implement grid column rows, grid template or column rows, sorry, grid template rows. We have to specify this property. In this property we have to set auto for the first row, auto for the second row, navigation. 1FR means a fractional unit, means it will contain all the remaining spaces, which will be actually 3 rows consume the auto, and the remaining all the space will be assigned to this 1FR. So I am going to save this. Now you can see actually the structure is much better now. It is appeared as we have seen in our requirement. and still I'm going to put some gaps here. So we have a gap property that is related to the CSS grid. I'm going to put 5 pixels here. Yeah, now it is appearing much better. So you can see here, if I am going to reduce the size, it is going to reduce. You can see here it is responsive. So we have created our first layout, but still we haven't specified any of the properties to the child element. So it is better that you should specify the you can say that we have to specify the grid related properties to their grid items. So basically this will be required when we are going to design the responsive, means when we are on a desktop view. So suppose we want to display some other structure or the layout, we have to specify this grid item property as well, because currently we are not able to see any differences, because the DOM structure is aligned to the UI structure, but sometimes we may have to show the navigation differently, which will not base on the DOM tree. So in that case we have to specify. So we are just specifying header, we are specifying where it should be displayed. So I'm going to say that grid row, it should be displayed in a first row like this. We have to specify that the navigation should be displayed on a second row, and the body should be displayed on a third row, and a footer should be displayed in a fourth row. It should be displayed in a fourth row. Yeah, so with that we have implemented our first layout. Now we have to implement our second layout. So we need to design the desktop view based on our second layout. So you can see that we have a common element in a mobile and desktop, but the arrangement of these elements is a bit different with respect to the device view port, or you can say that the width of these devices are large. So we need to display our content based on the width of the viewport, you can say. So in this second layout you can see here I have just white labeled the rows and the columns. You can see here we have 3 rows and 2 columns. We have to arrange our content based on this rows and column structure. So for that let's move to our Visual Studio Code. Just comment this CSS right now, because we will need this when we are when we are going to code or going to implement the responsive layout. We need this CSS, so I am just commented that right now, and we need to create a new CSS for the desktop. So basically I am going to put the container here, because our HTML is same. We are not going to change anything on a HTML site, but we are going to implement that using our CSS styles. So I'm going to say that display should be grid, height should be of 80% of viewport height, and grid template columns. So as you can see we have 2 columns, so I'm going to put 200 pixels for the first column, and the second will be 1 FR, and we need to put rows, grid template rows. So you can see as we have seen in our structure, we have 3 rows, so we have to define 3 rows. So for that I'm going to put auto, 1FR, auto. So auto will take only the required space, and the 1FR will consume all the remaining space. So you can see here auto for the header will require only the space required for this content, but you can see here footer and the body will actually occupying the remaining spaces. But here the structure is not what we have expected like this, so we have to arrange every content based on our grid structure. So let's start with the implementing the first header. So header should take width of the entire columns, entire two columns. So you can see here it is displayed on the first row, and it should take the width of the two columns. So for that I'm going to use the CSS class which is applied for the header. So I'm going to say that grid column. So basically it should start with the first column and should take the span of 2, means we have to occupy the 2 column width for that. So I have specified that. Let's go to our mobile device, our browser. So you can see here header is occupied the entire width of the 2 columns. Now we have navigation and body. So we have to just specify the navigation. So we have a navigation. So grid row, basically it will be displayed on the second row, and it will take the because we have already specified 1FR, so we are just going to display in a second row. Now we have a body. That is also going to be displayed in a second row, but the row grid column should be 2. And here we need to specify the grid column should be 1 for the navigation. Now we have a footer. So for footer we have to specify that it should need to take the width of the both the columns. So grid column 1 and span of 2, means it will take the entire width. Now we can apply a gap of 5 pixels here as well. Yep. So now you can see that we have designed our desktop view. You can see we have designed the desktop view, which is actually exactly what we have implemented, what we have seen in our requirement document. So you can see we have designed the layout similarly what we have described. And suppose if I'm going to reduce the size of this window, it is responsive, but on a mobile devices like here, you can see here the structure is not very much appealing, because on a mobile device it is not appearing very good. Like if I'm going to put some device like this, Samsung Galaxy S9, so this structure for the mobile device is not suitable. So we need our first structure to be displayed here. So for that we need to implement a media query. So we have designed our first mobile and our desktop view, but we need to design or combine those two layouts into a one CSS, so that based on our width of our browser or the device, it will be shown to the user a proper UI or respective UI based on their viewports or a media query. So let's do that. So here you can see on a mobile device it is not appearing very good. So I'm going to put a media query here, media, and the max width So here you can see max width 360. So if the width of the device is 360 pixels, so we need to put the commented CSS. So we have seen that sometimes in our first layout we have designed this structure. So we just need to put those commented lines here in this media query and uncomment those changes and see. I've just uncommented those changes and save. Now it is appeared somewhat distorted because we haven't specified that what will be the columns. So here we have to specify that the grid template columns, grid template columns. So there will be only one column. So I have saved that column. And we have to arrange this CSS a little bit. So we have to say that the column, grid column should be 1. Save this. And we have to put the same in this CSS as well. Now it is appearing much clean and what was expected. So now you can see here we have two devices. If the maximum width of the device is 360 pixels, the layout should be like this. If I expand this, so here you can see we have a desktop view, and and our layout should be look like this. Now if we click on the devices tab in Firefox, you can see we have a mobile navigations. So we have combined these two layouts into a one CSS, so that this layouts will be appear properly on a different devices. So we have code this layout for the desktop and the mobile versions. If you have different resolutions, you can also put your own media queries here to support the different structure. So I believe we have covered most of the things in CSS grids. Now I believe you can start working or implementing this layouts pattern easily in your Angular or React applications. So I believe you enjoyed this lecture. Thanks for watching.